Yo, that night was so funny because I went to the Chapo thing. I remember one of my clearest memories of election night was we're at the bar and Will just ate a weed lollipop and I was like super high and in shock, everyone's in shock, and I look over at Will and just everyone in the bar is like on the verge of tears, and he's like, this is like that picture of France the day after the Nazis took over, and all the French people's faces are just like, what the fuck is going on? That's literally how everyone in that Brooklyn bar looked.
That's the famous shot of that one guy. That's what that bar felt like.
Hell yeah.
That's the episode.
Smoking weed.
I drank like a ton of beers. I was totally
Oh, yeah, you shouted
you were
at-
screaming cum eater at the bar. And everyone was, you were screaming cum eater and
At
almost
Podesta.
falling over.
Wait a minute, what?
The stumbling,
Wait, Podesta, wait, you know,
limping drunk
what
that you
happened?
are.
Podesta goes up and he's like, because Hillary's too much of a coward to face her donors. Wait, Podesta goes up and he's like, it's still very close. They're still counting. Everyone go home. Please go home. Please.
Yeah.
She's fucking tearing the green room apart. Please go home.
Yeah.
Please.
And you were like, you come in and child fucker.
Matt, what?
I did that?
And
Yeah,
know
you
what?
did
The weird
that.
thing was, I was like, shit, we're going to get kicked out of the bar. But the bartenders just kind of looked at him and were like, you know what? We're all having a bad day.
Yeah,
Matt, I honestly don't remember.
You didn't just say that. When we all took a cab home, we take a cab home at like fucking 4:30.
And you were on the front next to the poor, terrified cab driver.
And I was like, I was using my spectrum ability. I was the least distraught, not because I didn't think it was awful.
No, but you
because-
got that autist focus, which was very helpful in
Yeah,
stabilizing
a
for us.
combination of autism and my talent as an athlete, which is absurd confidence in the face of things that, I always think I'm going to win.
Yeah, Matt and I decided it was the end of the world and we were gonna party
Yeah,
joyfully.
so I was in the car and I was like, "Hey guys, why don't we get sandwiches? That'll cheer everybody up." And so I was ordering the sandwiches.
You
and I
like
was
Marge Simpsoning us?
I am, yeah. And I was like, "So, how about a club sandwich? How about that? Yeah, this place is good." And Matt, like, there's just stony silence, so I just order for everyone. And then after 5 more minutes of silence, when we finally get to our block, Matt just yells, "This is like if fucking Grimace was president."
Also, when that same conversation where you said Tulsi Gabbard, she's the troops, she's pretty hot. That same conversation, there's this black dude out on the block, like, comes up to us and he's like, "Hey, my man, can I get some money?" And you're like, you had all that fucking genius like live show money, so you handed him like $40.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh man, thanks." And then he daps up the bouncer at the bar we were at, and they're like, "Oh, are you on this shift?" He's like, Nah, I'm not working tonight." He's like, he wasn't homeless. He was just some dude that worked at the bar.
Yeah, that guy
we
rules,
thought was
though.
handling.
I'm not even mad at that. That's
No,
a great move.
That guy was, yeah.
As somebody
Wow.
who used to work at a
I'm
bar,
learning a lot tonight.
dude, as somebody who
White people felt so bad that
You were like
Yeah, you were
stumbling.
blacked out, dude.
Yeah.
As somebody who used to work at a bar, I wish that some moron from a podcast who made an undeservedly high income came in and thought I was homeless and,
Yeah, selling like PBR and T-shirts.
Yeah.
To an event that really went south.
Dude, that night was so funny. Yeah, I can't believe he was the president.
I still sometimes I'm like, oh
LOL.
yeah.
LOL, dude. He's like so polluted. I mean, like, Twitter is now all about Trump, and like he's so polluted my subconscious. Like, he's just part of me. I have dreams about him now. I literally.
Oh, no, there's an article about that Catherine Liu wrote because all of these people were having dreams about Donald Trump.
I have dreams
It's
about
like
him like
Cthulhu.
once a week. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
she's like a
he
Marxist Freudian, and
represents-
she's like, this is a
he
manifestation of your anxiety. He has
Yeah.
come to represent every threat.
Well, exactly, because
something like that. I kinda skipped it. It was a little
He
smart.
is the rough beast slouching towards Bethlehem. He is an apocalyptic figure in some sense. Maybe not like apocalypse, but like he is a era defined. A new era has dawned with his emergence. Like you can't.
He's a fat
it's not the
diapered
same country.
horseman.
Yeah, he's a fat diapered orange horseman. We cannot. So like that kind of trauma of like seeing history get broken in front of you, like seeing a tear in reality as you understood it just open up in front of you, that's going to create some serious psychic trauma
Yeah.
that is then going to be expressed through just this constant like images
It's like
of him in your
suddenly
head.
learning. It's like
create a
suddenly
psychic
learning.
trauma so intense that you won't remember it, and it'll be described to you months later on a
I gotta
podcast.
say, I remember when we got back, because I got back to my place after that. I remember throwing that sandwich we got in the garbage when I got out of the cab.
Dunking.
I'm sorry, but I like brought it with me, and I had it in the car, and I had a conversation with my driver. We were like, "Can you fucking believe this?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I can't fucking believe this." And I got out of the thing, and I'm like walking towards. I'm like, "I can't eat this," and I just fucking threw it in a pile of trash.
Wow, that's shocking.
I'm sorry, but I don't remember this thing at the end of the.
Oh my
end of
god!
the bar.
I remember you kind of like leaning against a tree, but the tree was more of a sapling. So like you were, I'm like, he's gonna fall in the mulch. Let's stand over here. So you put your arm around me, and I remember thinking, I am actually not physically big enough to hold him up. Like if he takes a hard fall, and then I think Nick intervened and like picked up the other side, and we sort of.
Fuck, I don't
Matt,
remember
Matt,
any
I
of
would
this.
have carried you like in an officer and a gentleman if you asked.
No, and like in the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Because he's the troubled artist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I was
Yeah,
thinking
he's
because
I'm definitely not anyone. I don't work at a fucking factory. That's for sure.
No.